Hi there. Okay. Wow. So, chapter 4 of All Through Space and Time. About to go through another adventure. Yeah. I hope you're enjoying the series if you're following it, or if you're just clicking on this like chapter 4. I love reading the fourth chapter of books. Why not? Welcome. And if anyone's watching, I don't know. Uh, so, yeah, let's start. And sorry if I stumble a bit. I only haven't gone through and edited it. I just wanted to get out in one time. So yeah, um, I'll do my best. Oh yeah. Okay, so you speak my way, said the newcomer evenly, one eye still watchful over the now prowling beast who wore sharp teeth like a crown. He is only playing, as one is a little baby. Uzumaki saw she as a woman, while she traipsed over to it. Gently, she placed her hand within the rough, coarse brown hair and stroked. Gradually the bear's snarl began to vanish, replaced with a tranquil sense of calm. He growled softly, but it wasn't threatening or alarming, more soothing, like a pussycat purring on the brink of sleep. Bearbots aren't designed to attack, the woman with skin the color of gold told him, looking directly into the eye, and then through right to the center of his brain. They're just part of the workforce. Uzumaki had, having let alone ever, having let alone ever having seen a bear before, crept slowly towards the bizarre pair. "Do not be shy," she said to him again, with blunt force. Her blonde hair swept towards the bear again, continuing to rub the same point of its back routinely. "I must I know not you. Who are you?" "What do you mean, who am I? I am a human," she said with complete sincerity. "But for identification purposes I am called Eula." "Eula," he frowned, such an unusual name. "Where am I?" "What do you mean, where are you? I do not know." Mr. Matty felt uneasy. This woman was odd. Her tone of voice would never changed. The woman in his tribe had constantly changing emotions of being shaken about like seas in a pot. Sometimes they were happy, sometimes sad, occasionally angry or confused, but never constant. Was emotion only for people like him? He thought to himself. No, he remembered the Dante boy, and his skin was even lighter than hers, and he had felt a far more human connection, as they were locked inside a shack of infinite size. "I think we are in a simulation," she said. "This is the appearance and feeling of a simulation. I do this sometimes, for experiments." She looked around the clearing, the dark leaf trees and plants surrounding them, and the piercing dark brown earth beneath, covered in straw-like foliage. "This place, it is not real." "Experiments? Who they?" Uzumaki's face was creased with confusion. This day was so bizarre. Everything was changing. A whole new universe had replaced his former one, and his head was hurting from the effort of constantly having to accept brand new rules and brand new sceneries. There just so much and more, seemingly. He slumped onto the ground, spear by his side, the final thin connection to a regular life. Puffing gasps guffawed out onto the clearing. Uzumaki looked up, annoyed at the intrusion of his loud and idiotic pale skin. Paleman had no sense to be quiet and to watch. Watching the bear, and admiring the bulging muscles bursting out of his arms and legs. He reckoned they were safe even though there was some other predator in the vicinity. Even then, if this humongous bear was possible, what else could be lurking in the unknown? Dante crashed onto the ground in a tidal wave of leaves and earth next to Uzumaki. The man with the old spear shifted away slightly. He didn't trust him. "Greetings," said the woman to Dante, which Uzumaki could understand. He mumbled a hello response, but it was tough. He was painfully shy around the opposite gender. Upon arrival, having this strikingly beautiful and simultaneously peculiar individual in front of him, it had led him to pause. His throat had caught his breath like a child grabbing the string of a kite. He had even acknowledged the perplexity of her affection, but the bear he had thought just a few moments ago would kill him. I'm sorry for running," he announced. Immediately he had known that Uzumaki was not following him. But fighting the beast would have been madness. He had no ability with slaying something so monstrous, and in that moment He had simply assumed that Uzumaki had run in a completely different direction. It was all that made sense. He locked gazes at Uzumaki, who instead of shock saw distaste in his eyes. Tentatively, he held up a pear, a gesture of apology. Slowly, Uzumaki took the pear, and took a massive bite of the juicy fruit. He still wouldn't look at Dante. So you know we are in simulation, the girl said automatically. Actually, that that might not be true. Dante stood up suddenly to make his voice sound more authoritative. He told her everything, and then she told Uzumaki. Every word from the man in the screen, or whatever it was. He couldn't genuinely believe it to be real, but it was a step closer to figuring out what actually was happening, and how on this earth they could return home. She didn't look shocked. She absorbed the information like a robot, processing and calculating this new fresh intel. Right, she nodded at Dante mechanically, and then passed the information on to Uzumaki again, like a relay runner with a baton. So what do we do? She stepped towards the two still confused young men who had no answers to anything she was asking. She looked up, looked to the left, looked to the right. It was time to make a detailed and efficient plan to properly execute escape. The bear was not going to reciprocate answers from the stroke she left it behind. It was practically asleep now anyway. I'm not staying here, she informed them, eyes looking up. Even if what Dante had said was fact, she would plan to return back to 2863. Then she began to climb. And that's the end of the chapter. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Sorry if I messed up the accents. If you read on, I'm going to be doing pretty, hopefully my best attempt at an accent. So, yeah, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Maybe it'll be okay, hopefully, or maybe I'll just like crash and burn. Who knows? But yeah, let me know if you have any advice on how I can improve, because yeah, sometimes I know I do mess up a bit. Oh no, I hope you enjoyed.